Good morning, guys. We are now on chapter 6. We have two more chapters for this week, and then we're gonna try to finish the book next week. I was kind of doing some planning yesterday, and I realized that this book actually has 20 chapters. It's not that thick, but 20 chapters. And we've only been doing one chapter a day. So, what I want us to probably do next week to make sure that we don't spend too much time on the same book, because we still have a few more weeks of school left, is do maybe two chapters per day next week. Um, and I have to figure out an assignment that goes with the two chapter chunks instead of just the one. That way it's not too overwhelming, but we're getting work done and we are trying to be time efficient. So if we do that, then by Friday of next week, we should be done with the book. So if you're on board, I'm on board, we will get it done. So then we can start on a new one. So anyway, so far we have learned about EllRay, we've learned about Alfie, his sister, we've learned a little bit more about his parents, mom and dad, and his plan on finding a spare best friend. So I think where we left off on chapter 5, he realized that he has to be the king at recess time because he's not necessarily the really funny kid, he's not necessarily the cutest kid, he's not the most popular kid, and to set himself apart from everybody else in his class, he has decided that he has to be the person at recess who is like the king. So we are going to figure out what he does. So chapter 6, computer time. Can I use the computer after dinner? I asked Dad. It is Tuesday, the day after I got my bright idea. I don't tell my dad that I need to do some research. If I tell him that, he will peek over my shoulder and make suggestions the whole time. Dad loves research. But this is my thing. I think you mean, may you use the computer after dinner, Dad says. His look shows that he has covered the subject a number of times before. Okay, about a zillion times. Because yes, you can use the computer, he continues. You are physically able to use it, of course, but may you use it? That involves getting permission, and permission is a whole different matter. Is your homework done? Page 38. Yes, I said, remembering at the second not to say yep. Because then there would be a whole different lecture. Dad says it's the little things in life that count, but he turns everything into something big. I finished my homework before dinner, I tell him, and even I sound amazed. On a normal night, I can gripe so long about my homework that it doesn't get done until minutes before bedtime. Not tonight, though. That's my boy, Dad says, looking pleased. And yes, you may have some computer time. I'll keep you company while your mom tackles Alfie's bath. Our big computer is in the family room, and Alfie and I have to ask for permission to use it. I guess the idea is that Mom and Dad want to keep track of what we're doing on the computer. That's probably not such a bad idea, or Alfie might start buying stuff online. Barbie mansions, buckets of candy, the cutest outfits in the world, you name it. At the very least, she would buy more plastic horses, a glittery stable, and a golden corral big enough to go around our entire house, if they make such a thing. Page 39. Luckily, she doesn't know how to buy things online. Yet. Neither do I. But my plan tonight is to research a bunch of amazing things to do at recess. Then I can look like I'm thinking of brilliant ideas. Wham! Just like that. While us guys are hanging out doing the usual boring recess stuff. They'll be saying, well, what do you want to do? And I don't know, what do you want to do? Over and over again. It's kind of our thing. And then I, EllRay Jakes, the recess king, will come up with something great. Who wouldn't want to be friends with a new idea guy like that? I mean, like me. The new and improved me. I drag the big chair in toward the desk and make a list of things to look up. You have to be careful on the internet or you can jump to some really weird stuff by accident. And then you will never be allowed to use a computer again until you're an old man. At least not in my house. But here's my list of things to look up. Page 40. Number 1, playground games. Number 2, third grade recess. And number 3, ideas for recess games. You have to give the computer lots of hints and choices to get your research started. Mom and Dad will be okay with me looking up those 3 things as usual. Boom! Just like that. Some of the sites try to sell me something, a pair of shiny high-heeled shoes, vitamins, life insurance. Page 41. I don't even know what life insurance is, but it sounds like a tough guy high school threat like, you better do what I say, or else. They don't know I'm just a kid with no money. Better luck next time, ads. But there are some sites with pretty good ideas I see scrolling down. A few of them even have videos that some faraway primary schools made. They show sample kids playing sample games. The kids look a little embarrassed knowing they're being filmed, but the games aren't bad. I pull up my notebook closer so I can write some stuff down. But first in my brain, I cross off every online idea that starts with equipment. Even though equipment such as tarps, tires, or those foam noodle kids play with in swimming pools, we're not supposed to bring stuff like that to school. It might mess up our playground special design, I guess. That design is basically an empty square, except for the grassy hill where our picnic tables sit. There's a paved area with a couple of overhead ladders, some creaky swings, and a slide. A first grader hurled all over the top step of the slide ladder last week, so no one wants to use it. Hurled means to throw up. Page 42. It's been scrubbed clean, but no takers. Oh, and there's a locked storage shed in the corner of our playground. It's full of deflated kickballs and grimy hula hoops, even though it's only January. There are 5 months to go before school is over for the year. Too bad for us, I guess. I crossed off all the girl activities, too. I decide to write down 10 things in my notebook, then choose my cool recess ideas from those. What I really want is to find special activities that Jason Leffer and Diego Romero will want to do. Funny stuff for Jason, and I'm not sure what kind of stuff for Diego. Nothing to do with reading during recess, that's for sure. After I rope Jason and Diego in with how much fun I am, I can teach them the kind of things I like to do, like playing sky-high foursquare or shadow tag, running around, stuff like that. Then I'll have a friend Corey, a half-friend Kevin, a spare friend Jason, and a spare friend Diego. Page 43. I'll be rich in friends. You about done here, buddy? Dad asked over my shoulder. Did you find what you were looking for? Because you need some time for your eyes to unwind after using the computer, you know. And your mom wants to read to you. I nod, trying not to think of my eyes unwinding, which is just... Dad says stuff in complicated ways sometimes, probably because he's so smart. But I guess I kind of know what he means. A person's eyes do get jumpy staring at the computer screen, but computers are so cool. You can look up anything. I can look at my own dad on the internet. I can spy on any place in the world in 1 second flat. I can even scare myself looking at pictures of leopard sharks or hungry polar bears who might be looking for an EllRay sandwich. Mom reading to me will be the perfect medicine for my jumpy eyes, even though the book she's reading me is very exciting. It is The Sword in the Stone by T.H. White. I guess the first part of his name is a secret. That's why he uses his initials. Page 44. The book is a lot different from the old cartoon movie version Alfie has. In the book, the wizard Merlin turns Wart, who grows up to be King Arthur, Mom says, into a lot of different animals. And Wart learns something important from each one. For example, in the chapter we are reading now, Merlin turns Wart into a goose. Wart learns that geese don't fight each other. They stick together, fly together, and protect each other. They only fight when they are attacked by outsiders, unlike some of the other animals, like ants, who love to fight. Then shut her down and go brush your teeth, Dad says, knuckle rubbing my hair, which only he's allowed to do. It's his version of a hug. Her. Our family room's computer is a girl, I guess. That's strange. Well, girls are pretty smart. Okay, Dad, I said, ducking my head and grabbing my notebook. Good night. Night, son, my dad says, and he gives my chicken bone shoulder a dadly squeeze. He's pretty cool, my dad. And that is the end of chapter 6. So tomorrow we will read chapter 7. Excuse me. And Thursday we will read chapter 8. And then remember, Friday is a school holiday, so I won't see you on Friday. And that following Monday is also a school holiday. So you guys have a 4-day weekend. Remember, after you watch this video and read chapter 6, you have your character analysis map for Alfie Jakes. Remember, that is his sister. So go fill that out, send it to me, and then you're done.